Good evening. It is currently 11:19 on Saturday evening. And you know, when Bianca gets a new cap, Bianca will wear the cap until she gets bored of it. So this cap is continuing. And it also feels like it keeps my brain waves in my head. And I didn't leave this seat the entire day today. I was doing a lot of work on my computer, not PhD related work, but like other work and these vlogs and stuff. And it constituted as work. I did take a break to do laundry and stuff, but it wasn't, I wouldn't call it like relaxing Saturday stuff. And I was really looking forward to going to do my dishes in a weird way because it meant that I could put my headphones on and listen to music. It was kind of the same thing I remember when I was studying, when you're studying in general, but the last time that I was actually studying was, I don't know, a year ago, more than that, when I was studying philosophy, and I had to read these very difficult philosophical texts, and I would sit at my desk and read them, and my brain would be quite sore, and I'd be like, I'm so excited to be able to go listen to music or do something else where I can kind of like turn my brain off. And it was a strange thing because I had come from a world where, or also like 2 days a week, I would write code. And when I write code, I feel like I can put earphones on and I can have music in the background and I can write code. I don't know why, just I'm able to separate it, but other things I can't separate. I have to like have my full focus on it. And I thought in my brain, I was like, oh, put the headphones on, and I went to go do my dishes, and I was like, this is so pleasurable. Like, I really enjoy listening to music in this type of way because it's almost like I not that I deserved it, but it's something, I don't know, it felt so nice. And the only word I could use to describe it is like, it's pleasurable. And when I use that word, the same thing, I'm going to give another example of how I use that word, is the Netherlands is very flat. So the horizon, like you just kind of see buildings and stuff on the horizon. And I was very fortunate enough this year to go to places that had beautiful mountains in the horizon. And looking at it, like I would just look at the mountain, I'd be like, this is so pleasurable. And there was always this, like, people were like, you can't use that word to describe that. And I'm like, I don't, like, I can use beautiful, stunning, whatever, pick a synonym. But it genuinely felt pleasurable. And now it made me think while I was washing my dishes, like, why is the word pleasurable associated with, like, sexual things? And why can't we get away from that? So I did a little bit of digging now. Because you know you're in that like you're too tired to like go have a shower, so you just like postpone it long enough. So that's what I did. And the word pleasurable, it comes from the Latin word, what did they say it was? My phone. It comes from the Latin word placere, which means to please. So there's like this action of something is pleasing me. So in this example, very weird. I was listening to Taylor Swift's new album. It's been out for like a week and it's been brainwashing me. I don't really like the album, but it's been played so much that I'm enjoying listening to it. And it was a pleasurable experience washing my dishes listening to it. So from this like old school definition in the Latin word, it's like Taylor Swift was pleasing me. But that feels like such an uncomfortable thing to say in this day and age because it's obviously the connotation is a sexual connotation when you say pleasure. And that's obviously not what's happening here. But what the internet said is that over time, in the like as time went by and we got to like the Victorian era, they said they wanted to use the euphemism for like sex and like sexual things. So they stumbled across the word pleasure, and it would be pleasures of the flesh. And that's where one associated pleasure with sexual things. And now, as popular culture has continued, and Freud, our psychology friend, Freud, talks about this like pleasure principle. And like modern sex talks that kind of, I guess, exploded online, where you're not explicitly allowed to talk about these things on social medias, so you use euphemisms again. And then again, we picked up the word pleasure. And then marketing companies picked up on this so they could advertise, and then it was adult pleasures, pleasure product, and then random porn titles that, again, emphasize this type of talking. And then the key thing that I find annoying about the internet and I guess social culture is that they will use the word pleasure to be like, oh, this is a pleasurable, for like a better example, mountain, when they actually do mean something sexual in the title of whatever they're selling, their product or their product description or whatever, that euphemism that exists there. And that's fine. Like, it obviously gets people to click. And what is that famous thing, like, sex sells? But I think it stripped me of being able to use the word pleasure. I don't know why I'm going on this huge rant about it, but like, I use the word pleasure a lot because it's really pleasurable, but it's not in a sexual way. I promise you, I'm not that much of a freak. But mountains are pleasurable, and so is music. And so many other things in the world. Anyway, hopefully that never gets clipped into something where me just saying that. Because then, there you go. If that gets clipped into something, that's going to be used against me to be like, I find that in a weird sexual fantasy, whatever. And that's not the case. It's just pleasurable. Anyway, I don't know why I'm going on this rant. I'm going on this rant because I am too lazy to go have a shower. So let me go do that. Sorry for this rant. I will check you tomorrow.